Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Sammy, and today I am reading some more Am I the Devil posts. Woot. Am I the villain for not going to my brother's fake wedding? So my brother got married last weekend. When I first got the invite last year, I was so excited and RSVP'd yes. However, a few weeks later, I found out he wasn't actually getting married, just having a wedding. It felt weird to me, but others said it was because he couldn't legally get married as he's in a throuple. But I still felt it was weird and wrong to pretend you're getting married and expect people to spend money to come, get wedding gifts and such when it's all fake. So I decided I wouldn't go. Where I may be the villain is that I never told them I wasn't coming. On the day of the wedding, I got calls from my parents asking if I was okay. When I said I was fine, they asked how far I was from the venue. I told them that I was at home, and they reminded me of the wedding time. I told them I wasn't coming and that it wasn't a real wedding and it was just a scam. They got really upset with me and said my brother would be devastated with me not being there. I just told them again I wasn't going and hung up, turning off my phone. What the? Well, it's now been a few days since the wedding, and I've had a bunch of relatives contacting me asking me what happened between me and my brother for me not coming to his wedding. They have all been confused when I've told them nothing happened and me and my brother are good. While I haven't heard from my brother, I've seen passive-aggressive posts from his friends and them going out places with him and his boyfriends with captions like having a little pick-me-up and things like that, insinuating that he was upset. Which, again, I would get if it was a real wedding, but it wasn't. So am I the villain? Yeah? Like, who cares if it's not a legal wedding? It's still a real wedding. Like, it was treated as a real wedding, and they are celebrating their love for each other. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a real wedding. I don't know why you're so up in arms about the legality of the situation. Also, why didn't you tell anybody? Did you just not want backlash? Because there's no reason that you couldn't have told anybody, especially if you RSVP'd. Am I the villain for telling my children's nanny to back off and calling her weird? My partner Noelle and I have decided recently to employ a nanny to look after our 3 children, Albarn, Nadine, and Magda. Oh. Noelle's work schedule is super chaotic. He's gone every few weeks or so on business trips to other countries. I, on the other hand, have too many social engagements and projects to complete to provide adequate attention to the kids. Okay. Our search for a nanny was a bit tragic. The first 2 seemed awfully too uptight and another seemed too young. Noelle brought up a friend's younger sister who trained as a nanny at an institute. We contacted her and she had been employed with us for the past year. The nanny, Jeannie, started off as being a godsend. The children's manners improved a great deal. They started excelling in schoolwork. Even Albarn became friendly with her and stopped sulking in his room as much to hang out with her. She really became part of the family. Even Noelle, who is the moodiest and most introverted man I know, got to know her quite well. I'd even take her on days out shopping. Over time, though, I feel as though she's gotten too involved, and it's made her start acting strange. I'm currently pregnant with Noelle and I's 4th child. Jeannie has taken that as a cue to take over my usual roles for some reason. I used to get up each morning to make Noelle breakfast during the weeks he was home, and yet now she's already in there cooking by the time I get down to the kitchen. Sounds like she's just trying to help. I used to go up to the 3rd floor each night to read Magda and Nadine bedtime stories before they fell asleep, and Jeannie has now overtaken that. The worst was when I took Albarn out for dinner. Our conversation turned to Jeannie. He was practically singing her praises before saying that she was like a mother to him. Another day I heard Magda refer to Jeannie as Mummy. That was my final straw. I took Jeannie out for a meal, and over it I confronted her. I told her that she was acting strange, as if she was trying to replace me in my roles. I told her that I don't know if she has a thing for Noelle or not, but she needs to back off. My children are mine, she's just a nanny. It upset her terribly. She started crying and saying that I was unreasonably mean to her. I guess once we got home, she also went crying to Noelle, who confronted me. He said that I had no right to say anything like that to Jeannie. It was totally unprofessional, especially since she's just trying to lighten my workload. My mother agrees with him, but my friends are all on my side. So this was Am I the Villain post, so I'm going to go ahead and say that yes, OP is the villain, because what is going on? It feels like she's just neglecting her family, and Jeannie's just doing what she can to make everybody feel supported, and now she's mad about it. How are you going to be surprised that your kids see Jeannie as a mother figure when you're too busy being social and doing projects to spend time with your kids to the point where you need to hire a nanny all the time? Like, it doesn't even sound like OP works. She just has social events to go to. Whatever. I feel bad for Jeannie. And I bet that OP said other things too, because Jeannie said she was being unreasonably mean. I'm sure she probably said some other things in that conversation that she's not sharing in here for some reason. I declined my friend's invitation to her wedding in the worst way possible. So my friend Ellie invited me to her wedding yesterday, and I declined in the worst way possible. Well, at least you're self-aware, I guess. To give some background, I have been friends with her right from middle school. We were pretty close and were actually best friends in middle school and also in high school. We did have a lot of common interests and were on the same wavelength and had a lot of fun just hanging out with each other. We started dating in college and we dated for around 4 years. Unfortunately, she cut it off because she needed some space. It did hurt for a bit because I had a feeling she just wasn't that into me, and that's okay. We still remain pretty close friends, but the breakup did sting for a bit. She then started dating her current boyfriend a year later, which obviously hurt me a bit, but we were still friends. We still texted occasionally. I then started dating my current girlfriend a year later. From the moment I started dating my girlfriend, who I'm now engaged to, I really stopped caring about Ellie. It's not that I resented her, it's just that I devoted all my energy to my current girlfriend. I tried to keep texts with Ellie short and pretty much declined all her invitations to hang out. This carried on for a few years. I did occasionally help her a couple of times in times of need, and she was really thankful for it. Well, fast forward to yesterday when Ellie texted me an official invitation link to her wedding and invited me and my current fiance to her wedding. She sent a huge text about how much it would mean to her for me to be there and how much she values our friendship. Unfortunately, I don't think Ellie got the hint that I was trying to distance myself from her for the past few years. I really did not want to ruin her amazing occasion, but I just wanted to end our friendship once and for all. I told her I'm really happy for her and her husband, but I also told her that I no longer wanted to remain friends with her and that I was now going to block her number and everywhere on social media. I then quickly blocked her everywhere. Do I feel terrible about it? Yes. I mean, our friendship pretty much defined our childhood and teenage years, but I really couldn't care less about our friendship anymore, and I wanted it to end once and for all. Was I the villain? Yeah. I'm a little lost on the logic here. What, you were upset that you weren't gonna date her anymore, and that's why you don't want to be friends with her anymore? Like, you can't stand to be in a platonic friendship with this girl, so you're gonna try to ruin it in the worst possible way? She sent you a whole message about how much it was gonna mean to her for you to be there at the wedding, and you choose then to be like, you know what? No, actually, fuck you, fuck our friendship, I'm blocking you on everything, goodbye. Like, dude, why? Bruh. Honestly, good for Ellie. She doesn't need a friend like you in her life. All right, this last one is in 2 parts. There's the original post and then the update. So, original post. I cheated on my husband, and now I suspect he's seeing another woman. He knows I cheated, we didn't separate, and I begged him not to divorce me and let me fix this. He agreed, but his behavior since my confession has basically been one of indifference. Like I wrote on my last post, which I'm not going to read here, I do my best to be the best wife he could ask for. I cook his favorite foods, get him gifts, screw his brains out every night, and screw other people apparently. He just smiles and thanks me. He acts kind and never yells at me, but I feel his icy difference under that mask of courtesy. 2 weeks ago, he started coming home late, very late, and when he does, he just goes to bed. I asked him what's going on, and he told me in the kindest way possible that it's not my business. I called him when he stays out, and he picked up only once. I heard a woman laughing in the background. I'm starting to think he is cheating back on me. It fucking hurts. If he told me, at least I would do my best to stomach it. I deserve this after all, but he won't tell me. He just shuts me out. A common friend told me she spotted him in a car with a woman she didn't recognize, and this felt like a stab in the heart. She said she couldn't describe her exactly because she wore big sunglasses, but she recognized my husband because of his particular taste in neckties. That's oddly specific. They were talking, but my friend said that from their position, it looked like they were holding their hands, or one of them was touching the other's lap. I don't know what to do. If he is having an affair, I deserve it, but I need to know. The uncertainty is killing me. Should I confront him? Should I try to find out more? Maybe you shouldn't have cheated in the first place. Anyway, there's an update. I wanted to share the update too. He left me. Oh, who would have seen that one coming? I did like you guys said and begged him to talk to me. He didn't want to, but I cried and yelled so much I puked all over. Oh. He got softer with me. He helped me clean up and we talked. I asked him if he was cheating on me, and he said he was talking with someone, but didn't do anything with her. I asked if she was the woman my friend saw with him. He thought on it a little, but said no, it was another woman whom he met a month ago in his office. I asked him how could he, and said I gave him permission, and he didn't do anything besides unloading his problems and our situation with her. But he played it like he was having a full affair so I could feel what he felt, especially because, according to him, I neglected him and made it obvious I was cheating on him. Ugh. He said he was suffering and I was almost rubbing it in his face. I told him I wasn't doing it on purpose, and he said this was even worse because I didn't care at all. Yeah. He said that everything I did after confessing meant nothing and just made him think I am selfish, self-centered, and lack any sort of self-respect. I asked him if we can work on myself in our marriage, but he said we can have counseling to sort ourselves out, but the marriage is over. He said he wishes no ill on me and decided to cut his charade because he could no longer bear to see the woman he once loved suffer like that. But he said I am no longer that woman. I started sobbing again and he held me, but he kept saying no when I asked if we could work this out. I asked him what he was going to do, and he's moving out. He already found a new place. I asked him if he was going to live with the woman, and he said no, but she was close enough. I asked him how he could pick a total stranger he met a month ago over his wife of 5 years. He said his wife of 5 years no longer exists. He has to pick between two strangers, and that woman made a much better impression on him. I told him he was a fool, and he could not know this woman will probably use him and dump him. He got harsh and said she's better than me for sure. Oh, God. Damn, he is cold. He said he won't say to our families our marriage ended because I cheated, but because we grew apart, and that he will leave his house to me as long as I make the divorce smooth. But if I try to take him to the cleaners, drag it out, or cause any problems, he will tell everyone what I did and destroy me and my reputation. This happened yesterday, and he already packed up almost everything. I can't stop crying, and I can't believe this is happening. This is horrible and unfair. Oh, this is horrible and unfair. Wow, talk about fucking around and finding out. Well, good for the husband. He sounds awesome. Alrighty, well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this content or you like me, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment if you want, and I will see you next time. Bye!